Good morning. It is Monday. It is June 17th, 2024. It is the month for dads and grads. Happy Father's Day, Andrew. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Today, yes, it is the Ticker Highlights Show here at Option Pit. Now, reminder, I will be walking through some fundamentals and what I see. Andrew will be digging into the volatility, and Alicia is going to break down the charts. So now let's dig into Coinbase, because as you know, this was our stock of the week. Coin is an interesting one. It's had a really nice run, and as of late, seems to have kind of disconnected from Bitcoin. They're growing in that they've got futures trading. They've got a pretty nice platform. I'll tell you that we're running our deep market crypto using Coinbase. Our cool futures carry strategy that we're running is absolutely, easy to use, and I enjoy it. Now, from a fundamental basis, it's carrying a PE of 50, which normally I would say is high, except you look around at this era of PE expansion, and it's kind of not that high, especially for a company that actually does make money. Yes, it has a high PE, but they make money. All right. They made $5 a share in the last year. That's some pretty decent dough. And I actually kind of think fundamentally it's good that it's starting to disconnect from just tracking Bitcoin's price. All right. It, prior, basically Bitcoin went up, Coinbase went up. Bitcoin went down, Coinbase went down. What that shows in that it's starting to not completely correlate to Bitcoin is that we're seeing some diversity in what's trading on the platform. We're seeing some diversity across some of the other products, the futures, everything they're doing. So when I look at it and where it's priced, if I want to play crypto and I want to play kind of crypto from a broad perspective, right? There's no fund that you can buy that owns like the S&P 500 that owns a basket of crypto. Coinbase is kind of allows you to create that exposure. And if crypto continues to blow higher, and there are people out there saying, Bitcoin is going to, 1,000. It's currently 60 or a million. It's currently 66,000. Currently, has been pretty strong. I don't see a major drop in crypto anytime soon. Not with where bonds are, and especially if the yields on bonds start to pull back, you're going to see Bitcoin get stronger. So I like the play as a whole. All right. And with that, I will stop sharing my screen and I will pass the charts to Leisha.
I was waiting for you to kind of do a Seinfeld voice there. And with that, I'm going to pass the charts to Alicia.
Yes, I'm going to pass the chart to Leisha, and Leisha can take it away.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome, Leisha.
So here is well, maybe we should look at Bitcoin first. Bitcoin's having a kind of a bad day today here. But I agree. I don't think it's correlating as closely as it was at one time. It's kind of getting a little more on its own. Coinbase. Come on. The whole time you were presenting, I was going around and I didn't have any delay. Now that I want to share my screen, I'm having delay.
Yeah, there's something up with. I'll ping them.
So here we go.
Just march forward.
Bitcoin held that median line for 3 days, and now today it's kind of failing it. It'll be interesting if it can close above that median line, create a little hammer, and rally from this support area, or if it closes below, Bitcoin can trade down here, 63,250, 200. So that may be pulling on coin a little bit today. Coins had a nice rally, a little bit of a pullback.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I have supported the median line here, 229. And below there, $206, $208. So watch that median line. That median line is going to be very important there. 229. Close below there. We could get a little more of a sell-off, but also, like you say, need to keep your eye on Bitcoin. Your MACD is turning negative, rolling over negative. But you also have your 21 and your 50-day moving averages as support below here. So 237.90. Right now we're violating that 21-day. The 50-day comes in 229. So between there and the other, 229 should hold.
All right. So you're basically saying we're kind of at a spot where it would be interesting to potentially go long.
Well, 229 is still, $8 away. So
That's true.
it looks shorter on the charts, but it is $8. It's $8.
Yeah. Well, Coinbase can do that in an hour.
But
It's
yeah,
a highly volatile stock.
I would say watch 229. What it does there could be a key place to possibly go long, as long as you get the confirmation.
All right.
I like it when you're more sure on this, Leisha.
Me too.
Try.
It's easier to set my trade up.
Yes.
I try.
I know. Yeah, but it looks kind of it's. I have to say, like over the last few days, it's looking a little stinky relative to the market, kind of, at these all-time highs.
Yes.
All right, I can share my screen here. Hopefully, this will work well. All righty. Share my. Oh, come on. My cursor's giving me trouble? What the heck? Oh, that's why. What? Like now my cursor's barely working. What the?
Well, here. Why don't I?
No. Hold on here. I'm getting there. It's just. It's almost like my screensaver. There we go.
You're making me look good, Andrew.
That's what my job. That's what I'm here for. Like
The two old ones.
I literally I use this cursor every day, and now it just decides not to work. Okay. Anyway. All right. Okay. This is what I want to show. Okay. So look at here. We have a chart. Andrew is in frozen mode. Hopefully not in frozen mode anymore. I had to log in and log out.
Yeah, you're fine, Andrew. Andrew,
So
you're fine. Just power through.
Do you guys see like how they kind of crushing the volatility? This is realized vol, 20-day realized vol. It is very, very low. Like, so you're in this area where like the stock is kind of was sort of inching up, and now it kind of is not, but it's creating like, it's not creating a lot of volatility basically. And that is, and when you're trying to set up a trade, but all of a sudden things aren't moving. So we're looking at like a 62 volatility there. And your options here, even if we go out to July, are trading around a 68. Most of the like almost 70. Hard to really buy options unless you find a way to kind of cheapen the whole trade a little bit, as in make it less expensive. So, I mean, my thought would be if Alicia's saying like, okay, maybe we get that 229 level, try to come up with a relatively cheap put fly, something like that. Something, something getting the cost down a little more. Whoops, sorry. Sorry about that. Where we're looking at $35 straddle out to July 12,
I
July
mean, the
05.
July regular 230 puts are like $15. It is
Yeah, I
not
mean,
a cheap stock to trade.
Yeah, it's just not very. It's not very cost effective when we're kind of sitting in this sort of no man's land.
Yeah, and I was looking at 10-day vol. 10-day vol is down to 53.
Yeah,
So
like
it's
not.
trading at like a 15-point discount to the cash.
So you're
or to the
looking for
bond.
something, some way to, make things a little cheaper. I mean, the only thing I could really think of here is maybe some kind of cheap put calendar.
I was thinking put spread.
Oh, okay.
Just
I mean,
selling put spread.
I would either one of those, something around $3 or $4 with, keep about $1 risk. The problem with our calendars lately is that we put on a calendar and we were like going right to the strike.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at with that and with the high vol, and believe it or not, the downside curvature is not very high relative to.
It is not. It's only
It
like
is very flat.
Yeah.
And so this actually does make a put spread, like selling a put spread makes some sense. We can use Leisha's levels to actually set up where we have the put spread. So Leisha's saying 229 is a pretty good line in the sand. We can sell a 227, 222.5 put spread, or even the 227, 225. Try and get $1 on that. And I don't know if you can, but I'm looking at that as where there's some potential to make an easy trade that doesn't take a lot of work, where you just kick back and you don't do anything. Just sell a put spread and buy it back. What do you think?
I
like your butterfly idea, but that's a little complex.
The stock looks too crappy to me to want to sell a put spread. Like, that's my problem.
I understand. Well,
it would not be my favorite thing to do just because it's.
Well, here, lay out the butterfly and then I'll lay out the put spread as our simple trade. How about that?
Oh, okay.
Right.
Like I am looking down here, like they are still pricing this strat like almost 30.
Oh, I know. It ain't cheap.
Let me see here. I'm trying to, like, my second thought was like, okay, how much are calendars here? Like 20. Let's see, 225. Let's see. I was trying to the 220 is like $6. That's a $2 put calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty inexpensive. I would kind of err on the, I don't know. Maybe you're right picking the, selling the put spread. The crypto thing gives me the willies being long it, but
yeah.
If you guys come up with some decent levels, I would just look for a put calendar. I don't see how much, like, what kind of more lift do we have with the stock with Bitcoin at the top?
Here's what I will say. Coinbase is an interesting one. I like, an investment from like a long buying it and selling covered calls with how high the vol is relative to realized makes a lot of sense. Thomas needs a waterfall throughout the July 240, 230, 220. That would be a nice bet on it doing nothing. I don't hate that. But I don't hate it as a covered call. I don't hate it as a put spread, but sometimes the best trade is no trade. And you at the top of the show, you heard me talking about how we strategically will double down. It can also be strategic to do nothing. And I'm listening to Andrew and myself and Leisha all say it's kind of in a spot where you don't want to do a lot. Does that make sense to you, Leisha?
It does.
Does that make sense to you, Andrew?
It does.
So today's lesson. on the Ticker Highlight Show is not let's do a put butterfly, let's do this, let's do that. It's let's do nothing.
We can watch it though. We can watch it
Yeah.
to see if it does trade down to 229 and holds, and then write it
Yeah.
up maybe.
Yeah, and so what we'll do is, we'll take a look we'll circle back to see where this one is as the week progresses, and if we see something interesting, we'll do it. But for right now, I think I'm gonna go with the best trade is no trade. Sometimes you want to double down, sometimes you want to do nothing. And today, we want to do nothing.
Oh, crowd. I wonder if crowd's going to make a run to 400 again.
It might. All right.
Sure feels like it. I still got
Well,
those
everybody, I want to. Any good dad jokes? Well, I emailed a nice dad joke yesterday. I was very proud. So, folks, that'll be the end of the. I'll tell you guys my ultimate dad joke that I played on Mark from last week. But I hope everybody has a great week, a great trading week. We'll be back again next week, as we are every week, with an all new ticker, where usually we'll have a fresh trade idea for you. And I hope everybody has a great week. So, Andrew, you'll like this joke. So, a Catholic couple are on their way to get married when they're in a tragic car accident and they're both killed. So they go to heaven. And they go to St. Peter. St. Peter is looking at them and they say, we were about to get married. Can you get married in heaven? St. Peter says, nobody's ever asked me that before. Tell you what, I'll be right back. Well, a month goes by and St. Peter's not back. 2 months go by. St. Peter's not back. So the two of them are talking. They're talking about how excited they are to get married and, they really hope they can. And then as the conversation continues, they go, well, wait, what if this doesn't work out? What if we don't like each other? I wonder if you can get a divorce in heaven if you can get married in heaven. So the husband says, oh, well, we'll just ask St. Peter when he gets back. So another month goes by. It's now been 3 months. Finally, St. Peter comes back and says, folks, I have some good news. And they say, what? He says, you can get married in heaven. The husband says, that's wonderful. One quick question, if for some reason things don't work out, can we get divorced in heaven? St. Peter just looks despondent. He puts his hands on his head. He acts all depressed. He gets tears in his eyes. And the husband says, I'm sorry. I mean, what did I do? He goes, no, you don't understand. It took me 3 months to find a priest up here. You want me to find you a lawyer? There you go, folks.
There is our Father's Day joke.
Here, happy Father's Day, dads. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful trading week. So for Alicia J. Leslie, the Queen of the Candles, and Andrew T. Giovinazzi, the Viking of Volatility, I am Mark Sebastian, your only option. Have a good one.